Good evening, all of you. Last class, we started to discuss about Research and Ethics Committee and its role in hospital. It is one important committee in hospital that functions with the objective to approve the research protocols submitted to the committee, and also the committee will ethical point of view also verify all the data submitted regarding the project, research project. In any way it is harmful to the human subjects enrolled in the study or what will be analyzed, and accordingly approval will be given. It is not one time approval. Stage by stage the research work which is going on in that particular hospital will be reviewed by experts. We have discussed about the committee members, how they are appointed in this also. So in the functions of the committee also we discussed in the last class. And how the research proposals will be submitted to the committee. Submission of application of research topics to institutional ethical committee or the research and ethics committee functioning in the hospital. That the following documents must be submitted along with the research proposal. First one is the trial protocol, the research protocol. There is a standard format. Accordingly, the procedures to be written very clearly how we are going to conduct. That is called protocol. So that in advance we will plan everything. First experiment is what, how many number of patients will be going to be enrolled in that. Next is what, like that. The detailed procedure will be given. That is protocol. Next is patient information sheet and informed consent form. So in this form only we are going to collect their particulars from the study participants. So that format will be submitted, and for that we have to get approval from the ethical committee, and the translated version of the form also to be submitted. And then investigators brochure. This is the information leaflets circulated among only the scientific community, only to the scientists or investigators involved in that study. So detailed information about the study subjects, about the that is about the study drugs, investigational new drugs we used to call, investigational products we used to call, about their details, toxicity levels, and storage level conditions, like that. All informations, technical details will be given in this investigator brochure. Detailed procedures, everything will be there. Then in principal investigators current curriculum vitae, their experiences, all will be filed. And then insurance policy, compensations related informations, all to be informed to the ethical committee. Investigators agreement with the sponsor, and how many days experiment it is, and or what is the duration, and how many people should be enrolled, what is their responsibilities, like that. That is called agreement. So that all will be submitted to the ethical committee. Next is review procedure. How they will review, how the ethical committee will review the research proposals submitted. All research proposals must conform to the standards, scientific and ethical guidelines. We have guidelines globally, locally. We have seen in the previous class. So according to the guidelines prescribed, all the research proposals should be made. So superficially they will verify that all the necessary contents were submitted along with this application or what. Then scientific evaluation should be completed before ethical evaluation. First, the experts will sit and evaluate the scientific details submitted in the research protocol. Why this work is necessary, and how this product is safe, and what are the inclusion exclusion criteria we are going to include in this, how the study design is done, on how many number of patients are going to be enrolled in this, whether this much patients are required or what, like that. Scientific point of view, everything will be discussed. Here what we don't consider is ethical points, that is why this work should be done, and this work may produce serious adverse drug reactions possible, why this is not taken into account. Thus, like that points we don't consider in the preliminary scientific review. That will be discussed only in the ethical committee final review only. So before ethical points discussed, we will find out all the possible ways in which the scientific evaluation will be done, and then we will approve only for the scientific value. Then only we proceed for further. So evaluate possible risk to the subjects with proper justification is the next level of evaluation. How much serious it is, the adverse drug reactions associated with this investigational product, or otherwise the in adverse drug reactions associated are very minimum, curable, treatable, then it can be accepted. Expected benefits, what way it is benefit to the current subjects, those who are enrolled, and what way it is benefit to the in large population. Everything will be discussed. Adequacy of documentation for ensuring privacy, confidentiality, and justice issues. So the patients enrolled in the study, how their personal information will be protected. Confidentiality will be maintained. That means nobody will come to know whose data it is. Only the sponsors and investigators only know. That too, if at all required, only the information will be decoded and seen, and it will be revealed. Otherwise, the information should be kept confidential. So that what way it will be protected, that should be informed to ethical committee review. The ethical review should be done through formal meetings and should not resort to decisions through circulation of proposals. It is not like circular sendings. Everybody should gather and discuss directly. A formal meeting should be conducted. The decisions are preferably arrived at by consensus. A maximum number of the people, how many are accepting that, and accordingly, the decisions will be finalized. Review of research proposals in continuation. The committee must pay special attention to: will the study add substantially to existing knowledge? Do we get anything additional? Repeatedly, we should not do same topic. Why? Because we are experimenting on human subjects. Why to experiment unnecessarily, repeatedly once again? So, if you are getting any additional knowledge, then only that work should be approved. Is the study scientifically, statistically, and ethically valid? When only for the sake of research, we should not do a topic, select a topic and do. We have to get some benefits from that, and also when you are enrolling the subjects, whether ethically correct, because we do blinded studies. For example, the participants don't know what kind of treatment is going on. We give only placebo. We don't give treatment for their problem. That is ethically not correct. So like that, ethical issues will be discussed, whether it is ethically valid. And statistically also, whether these many number of patients, 100 patients should be included in the study. Means 100, why we have to include? Statistically, is it correct or not? We can verify. And then, are the results of this study likely to prove harmful? Points out that we have a moral responsibility to desist from any inquiry as soon as it becomes clear that it is likely to endanger mankind. If at all any serious adverse reactions are first itself, we know we should not hide that information. We should disclose to everyone, those who are enrolled in the study. And also, what level this risk can be permitted on the study subject, that should be approved by ethical committee. If experiments on animals form an essential component or human practices built into the project, only is it human experiment is necessary in this? We have to find out the possibilities. Yeah, or only by animal experiments we can confirm. If human subjects are involved, special attention must be paid to their safety, their well-being, their privacy, all to be first importance we have to give. How truly informed consent is obtained? We, without explaining anything, simply should not take sign and enroll the people only for giving any payment, any offers, any free treatment like that. We should not enroll any human subject into the study. We have to confirm that the informed consent is truly explained. They made them to understand the risk associated and benefits associated, and then only they taken part in the study voluntarily. That should be confirmed. What measures have been provided in case of complications that may harm the subjects? How it is harmful, and how those defaulting from the study will be followed up if a drug or implant with the medium or long-term action is being used. Some patients during the part of the study they don't follow the guidelines what you are giving to them. So if they are carrying any implants or any drugs in their body and they are not following our proper guidelines, what to be done now? In that case, how they can be monitored and what way it will be leads to a serious problem. All to be discussed, and accordingly we have to plan. Review of informed consent, listing the various kinds of information that must be conveyed to the subject. So first itself we have to submit a draft copy of the informed consent, what we are going to admit on the patients. So that will be approved by ethical committee. So it should be very simple language, common language. In the it should be submitted. Okay. This is the flow chart that explains how the review process can be conducted. Institutional ethical committee or the research and ethics committee fix a date for the meeting. Submission made by researchers. They will submit all the necessary documents along with the protocol to the for the scientific review. There will be a preliminary. There will be a preliminary review. They will assess the scientific value on what way we can permit this study in the hospital. That will be done, and the ethical committee meeting in which it will be submitted afterwards once after the approval. Then all the members will sit together and discuss about various way how this work can be permitted, how it will be benefit and benefit of the mankind. Discussion decision will be taken based on maximum people's opinion, and accordingly communication of the decision will be sent to the researchers. Once in the written form the communication is received, and then only we have to initiate the work. Until unless we should not start the work. This is the flowchart of approval given for any research work by ethical committee. The institutional ethical committee member secretary shall screen the proposal for their completeness, and depending on the risk involved, categorize them into expedited review, full review, exempted from review. So the review process will be done depends on the importance of the work. In three different ways it will be conducted. Expedited review means very quick review. Within a short duration of the application, it will be approved. And what cases expedited review will be done, I'll tell you in the next slide. And a full review, it means a complete period, they have to wait for the complete analysis. Every point of view, it will be discussed, and then it will final approval, it will be given. Exempted from review, some work will not come under ethical review, because sometimes if you are not accessing patient information directly by using any questionnaires or involving any patients directly, you are using only documents from that you are conducting a study, then we don't want any ethical approval in that case. So that kind of works will be exempted from review. So these are the three ways the member secretary will segregate the applications where we need full review. All research proposals presenting with more than minimal risk. There is no seriousness that much, very minimal risk only according to our present knowledge. Like that works will be chosen for this full review. Projects that involve vulnerable population. Sorry, the first point I will clarify. All research proposals presenting with more than minimal risk. If the level of risk is very high, then only it will be taken for full review, complete review. And the projects that involve vulnerable population, for example, children are included, psychiatric patients, Because why? Because they can't give voluntarily understand and accept to take part in the study. Somebody will give on behalf of them the approval in the informed consent document. So on that case, they are vulnerable population, like that pregnant women, vulnerable population, patients with many morbid conditions, they are vulnerable population, you can say. And patients, those who are enrolled with prisoners, all vulnerable population, they cannot object. I don't want to take part in a study like that. So such patients, if they are enrolled, so that the study will be deeply reviewed with full review will be conducted. Full review is carried out in case involving collection of blood samples, if that is a part of the study. That is actually produce discomfort to the patients. How many times you do this procedure? Biological specimens like collecting skin samples from the patients, appendages, if anything, excreta, saliva, placenta, amniotic fluid collections, sputum collection, if like that, any samples we are collecting from the patient, then such works will be complete review will be done in this kind of research. Expedited review, quick approval, accelerated approval procedure. When we follow this, these those with no more than minimal risk, very less risk associated with that, according to our present understanding, then research participant may be subjected to this review or undergoing very minimal risk. Then we will do this approval expedited manner. Clinical studies of drugs and medical devices is an example. If you are doing such studies, it will not be that much harmful to the patients. The research involves already approved drugs, so we know exactly pharmacologically what it will do. So we know their adverse reactions because long-term exposed to mankind, so no problem associated with that. So such drugs, if we are experimenting for a new pharmacological action, then we can allow such substances. Expedited review can be approved. When an adverse event or unexpected adverse reaction is reported, then that means once a work is approved, it is going on in the hospital at the time. Suddenly and unanticipatedly, and on sudden adverse reaction is reported among the study population. Even one person, one study subject also reported also. Immediately it will be taken to the knowledge of ethical committee. By the time we don't continue the research, we stop that, and the research committee will sit and in an expedited manner review that procedure applications. What is the problem associated with that? Whether to continue this work or not, and accordingly further decisions will be taken. So on that case also we do this expedited review. For that we don't delay. Immediately we do this procedure, and then exempted from review. Exempted from review, what cases we do? Proposal with less than minimal risk. We know very well that the risk is very less, very less. And the research on educational practices. For example, we use some questionnaires, and in that case, research questionnaires, just we'll ask questions, 10 questions. From that, we'll derive some reports. That risk is very minimum. On that case, they'll sometimes exempt from review, sometimes they'll give expedited review. And the instructional techniques, curricula, for example, how to use face mask, is one topic of research. You are going to assess the patients, how many people are using correct procedures, that is your study. So instructional techniques, like that procedure having very minimal risk among the patients. Also, you are educating them. So such works will be exempted from ethical review. Following are considered for ethical review: scientific decision and conduct of the study that will be reviewed during the discussion of ethical committee meetings. The design of the experiment, how long it will be conducted. This long duration study, is it acceptable? Everything. Recruitment of research participants. Why these many number of participants? How you come across this sample size? Whether why these kind of patients are included, why these kind of patients are not included? Such discussions. Care and protection of research participants. If anything goes wrong, how you take care? how the compensation will be paid, how the work will be stopped, who is responsible for that. That all discussed. Protection of research participants' confidentiality. How you protect the data? Who is responsible for the data? Informed consent process. Who will admit informed consent document and how it will be the document will be collected. That all procedures. Whether videograph, the informed consent process will be videograph. In case the minor children are enrolled in the study, who is responsible to give consent on behalf of the children? These kind of things will be discussed. Scientific decision and conduct of study. Once after the decision, the research work will be permitted. How this decision will be come across. And appropriateness of study decision, study design. If the study design is acceptable, uh, cross-sectional study, interventional study, like the prospective study, we are like that. That is only called a study design. Statistical methodology, including sample size calculation. So from the first to last, how we are going to do statistical evaluation, and the statistical evaluation to be done simultaneously while collecting the result, collecting the data, because then only we'll come to know the work is in progressing in the right direction. The work, then only we can come to know any serious adverse reactions reported. So we have to do statistical evaluation simultaneously. Risk versus anticipated benefits for research participants. Which is higher? Benefits are higher or risk is higher? That risk is manageable or what? That all will be discussed. And the justification for controls. One group, we keep it as control. We don't treat. And another group, we give treatment. How this is ethically right? One group of patients, we don't give any treatment. They have to be with their disease only. So how this is correct? So that will be discussed. Depends on the seriousness of the problem. That will be accepted. For example, people's cognitive behavior, that will not lead to a serious problem if you are not attending immediately with treatment. So just you are assessing memory power of the children. That there is no seriousness. So that kind of work will be accepted. For example, cancer patient, AIDS patient, they are suffering with a certain disease. We are not giving any treatment. Just we are research purpose. We are keeping them as a control. That is not accepted by ethical committee. Withdrawal criteria of participant. Suppose in between the study, informed consent is signed by the participant, but they don't want to continue. What will happen? Whether it will be permitted or not depends on the conditions only. The ethical approval will be given. Actually, as per the guidelines, we have to permit it. The study participants have their own voluntarily. They can take any decision that they can withdraw from the study if they don't want to continue. Nobody can stop. And also, we have to pay compensation to them also. The criteria for termination of trial. What stages we can stop the entire study? We should not continue the study like that. So that decisions. Adequacy of monitoring, auditing the conduct of research. Who will monitor the study, and every month once or 2 months once, 3 months once, how the frequency to be, who will monitor, how the documents will be maintained, how the stage by stage approval will be given. That will be discussed, and accordingly permission will be given. Site facilities for handling emergencies. So if at all anything seriousness, whether we have facility to manage that. Reporting and publication issue. Whom should publish the work? Whom have rights to publish this work? Whose name to be kept as an author in the publications? And like that information that will be collected during study. Recruitment of research participants. After approval, the research participants will be recruited for the study. Until unless we should not start this procedure. We have to have inclusion exclusion criteria. Whom to be included in the study, whom should not be. That will be approved by ethical committee. According to this criteria, we will include patients to the study, and also we have to include a number of participants based on the statistical calculations, sample size calculation. We have to include. Care and protection of the research participant. During the study, we have to give proper treatment to them. We have to give first importance to their well-being, and we have to the level of risk exposed on them should be very, very minimum, curable, manageable, and medical supervision. They should be in continuous observation and medical supervision. If anything goes wrong, they can be permitted to withdraw from the study, and also proper treatment and compensation to be paid to them. So these are the part of approval procedures. And the patient's data should be maintained confidential, and only investigators and sponsors are responsible for the data of the study participants. And the informed consent documents to be stored with the custody of investigators and sponsor even after the study is completed for next 3 years or 5 years, as it is required by legal procedures, if any. Like that, the study decisions the study will be approved by research and ethical committee. During this approval procedure, the ethical committee will maintain all the study meetings, agenda discussed, approval given, and the members of the committee and their curriculum and their experience in this. Also, the study trial, who are all involved in that, their resumes, and then standard operating procedures for the functioning of ethical committee. How many months once the meeting to be conducted? What is the how in what way the meeting discussions to be framed? That all information and all updated guidelines globally and nationally followed. Copies of protocol submitted and approved by the ethical committee. These all documents should be maintained by them. Okay, thank you very much for joining. With this, we complete this discussion. Research and Ethics Committee Hospital.